Today I'm going to tie a Hemingway stimulator. Here's one I have already made. We have a Hemingway body, tube body for the stimulator, and we have Hemingway realistic wings. These are large wings. And I used a grizzly and brown hackle on the front. It's real nice. That body is hollow and will float that fly all day long, I believe. Here's the body. You get 10 of them in the package. The tube is hollow, like I said. I'm going to use a size 10. This is a 2 extra long dry fly hook. I'm going to put the hook in the body, and I want to bring that hook out just before it hits the yellow. This will be a nice egg-laying stonefly. I'm going to tighten that up in my vise. I'm going to use black thread. This is 8/0 70 denier. And I'm going to put a base of thread down here at in front of the wing, or in front of the body. I'm going to pull that back slightly, and I'm going to put a base of thread and a bunch of thread right there where it's going to go underneath. I'm going to build that up. Bring that thread back out. I'm going to take some super glue and put it on that thread. I'm going to slide the body back onto it. I'm going to hold it up and let it get glued on into the up position. That will ensure that our gap is nice. Now that's on there, and that's locked on there now. I'm just going to catch the end of it and close that up so that we don't get water inside it. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze the front of that body just to crush that down a bit, so that when we put our wings on, they're going to lay flat on there. I'm going to take a pair of the realistic stonefly wings, and I'm going to place them together. And with this, you know, you can get creative. You can keep them further apart if you'd like. You can bring them close together if you'd like. Whatever you really want. I think if they're a little bit further apart, they're going to look more alive. So I'm going to go ahead and put them that little bit apart. I'm going to tie them both in at the same time. Make sure they're on the top. There they are, pretty flat on there. If you don't like that, you could put a little bit of drop of super glue right behind there and put them down. I'm going to leave it like this. Now I'm going to take a little bit of deer hair, and I'm going to put a little bit of deer hair on there. And the only reason for the deer hair is my personal preference. I use a little bit of brown. This way we'll be able to see the fly a little better. I'm only going to put that maybe halfway onto the wing. I'm going to tie that in. I'm going to go ahead and trim off the remainder. And clean up that head there a bit. And bring my thread right back to the wing with some lighter wraps there. Right back to the body. Now for my hackle, I chose a dark dun and a golden badger. I trimmed my hackle, and I'm going to go ahead and tie that in. I'm going to leave a little bit of that trimmed part exposed. I'm going to go ahead and take the second one, and I'm going to tie that in the opposite of what I tied the first one, being that they are both concave sides to the shank. We're going to leave a little bit of that exposed. I'm going to go ahead and wrap these hackles now. Get my pliers on there. It's a little bit short. And when you're wrapping two hackles, you don't need to wrap them really close together. I have a little bit of space in there for the next hackle. I'm going to put a few wraps on there. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this in. Got that down. I'm going to pull this back and wrap in front of it. And trim away that excess. I'm going to make sure I get my thread up higher on this one. I'm going to take that done hackle and I'm going to wrap that. And by leaving a little bit of the trimmed part exposed, we don't have any hackle barbels shooting out towards the rear. We're just going to wind that in with that golden badger. That's going to change the color of it just slightly. And when I reach the head, I'm going to tie that off. I'm going to lift everything and wrap the head in front of it. So you have to pull everything back. There we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and remove the excess. Clean up that head. And give it a whip finish. And here we have Hemingway's Stimulator. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, I thank you very much for watching my videos.